got lots to do today. Weird thing to always bring, well, it's not weird, but it might feel weird, is a black pen. Because like your immigration paperwork, they'll probably have you use a pen. And you ever notice how they never carry enough for everyone? Yes, so bring at least one, if not more. Off to get a COVID test, yay. It's almost 7, so we're gonna be a little late. Well, not late, there's no appointments, but they open at 7 and my goal was to be there at 7. So we'll be there around 7:10, 7:15, which is not too bad. Okay, so the pharmacy opens at 7, but I'm not able to get a COVID test till 8:30. So we have a little over an hour to kill. We're looking for his favorite hot chocolate place.
Chocolate.
Take 2. Hopefully we're able to get the test quickly, but I'm bringing all my stuff because I'm getting more paranoid about how long things are taking. Okay, so the van from Tuxtla to here took about an hour and 20 minutes, so it was pretty quick. It had AC, it had a charging place, so I charged my phone in the van, and then here we're charging Alex's phone, and we've got like 3 hours. I didn't have any checked luggage, so I did all of my boarding and check-in on my app, and now we're waiting. We're in Cancun. So, welcome bar, which we walked by the welcome bar actually when we were going that way. So we should have come out this door, I just didn't know. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Took about a half hour from when we landed to get here because I didn't quite know where to go to get here, but I kind of knew what I was looking for. So we just kept walking till we found it. It wasn't too bad. And now we're trying to buy tickets. Are you hot? Yeah. I noticed you take all your jackets off. Okay, the bus is gonna be at 9:30, so I think 10 more minutes. I love you. Cross. That might be it right there. To the left. Next to a 7-Eleven, so that's convenient. Alright, I think it's here. Perfecto. Gracias. Although the pool sounds amazing right now.
We find demon in the natural habitat.
The room. Gracias. Okay, quick. Oh, AC. Blessed AC. There we go. Hi. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this place. I forgot that I paid for breakfast. I think I got this from Expedia, but I'll look up the prices later. The AC is decent. I would actually prefer it to be a little colder, but I'm okay. This is fine. Yeah, the humidity and the heat, not my favorite. But it took about 30 minutes to get here with the ADO bus. So the ADO bus costs 98 pesos a person, which is approximately $5, so $10 total for us to come here. It'll cost the same amount to go back. Yeah.
I don't want to go back.
Listen, we're going to the US. We're not staying in Cancun of all places. Good. There are so many mosquitoes right now, but the boy's having fun, so it is what it is. So we have like a 17-hour layover. Alex is taking a shower. A 17-hour layover between when we arrived in Cancun and tomorrow's flight, and that's way too many hours in Cancun. We've done this twice now, where I feel like we've spent just so many hours waiting for the next flight in Cancun, and I hated it every time. So this time with 17 hours, which is I think the longest, I opted for, we're getting a hotel room. The hotel I found was literally across the street from the ADO bus station, so not hard to get to at all. Alex found the pool. It closed at 11 p.m., so he only swam for a little bit, and now he's taking a shower. Sounds like he's done taking a shower. Then I'm taking a shower, and then we're going to bed because I'm exhausted. And so hopefully everything goes smoothly tomorrow. We've got breakfast with the room, so that's nice. And so it should just be, again, just another 30-minute drive from the ADO bus. Wish us luck that nothing goes crazy tomorrow so we can wrap up. But I'm glad. Are you glad we found the pool?
Yes.
I'm glad. I didn't even think about the pool when I got the hotel. I was just looking for someplace very close to the bus station so I could just walk easily.
Was this place was a very good place. Breakfast and everything.
Breakfast, internet, and a pool. What else is there? All right, good night, guys. All right, good morning. Alex is taking his morning shower. We are about to go to breakfast, and then we're going to come up here, grab our stuff, and get on the bus again. So today's the more concerning day. So here's why it's concerning. We got our COVID test yesterday. All of the travel requirements, all of the whatever, say that we have to get a negative COVID test the day before we fly, but I don't know if it's 24 hours before or not. Technically, ours is more than 24 hours, but it is the day before. And part of my military brain's like, I don't know, is that gonna be accepted, or are you gonna be like looking at the hour by hour and then telling us that it's not good enough? I don't know, no say. They say if you've got a connecting flight, that you just need it 24 hours before the first flight, in which case we got it the day of, except technically speaking, I bought these tickets completely separately because it was hundreds of dollars cheaper, and so I think of it as a connecting flight, but honestly it's not. Like, so much to the point where I actually left, came to the hotel for a few hours, and then I'm going back to the airport, so probably not considered a connecting flight. So we'll see what happens on that side of the house, because yeah, there's that. And last but not least, and this part doesn't really bother me too much because it's not very expensive, but Cancun area has a tax, so that if you're staying in Cancun, you have to pay a Cancun tax when you leave. It's like $11. I'm not 100% sure where to pay, but I'm sure somebody will tell me and then I'll pay it. This is 11 US dollars, so now we're looking at like 200 something pesos probably. But yeah, that's what we've got to look forward to today. We'll go to breakfast, we'll get our ADO bus, and we'll start our travel day. It would really suck if we're not allowed on the plane, or if something delays it to where we can't make it. So, wish us luck. smoking here. You ready for the day? Boop.
Said brake, as in like stop the car,
Yes.
not brake. Grammatical error.
I always forget that the kid prices are for 12 and under. So I keep thinking because you're 12 now that it's going to be the adult price. But I could have saved 50 pesos yesterday. It is what it is.
I have a mask because I'm Batman. Except Batman doesn't actually cover his mouth.
What are you thinking? You're moving around like a tiger in a cage.
You're a tiger.
Drinking it because we're not allowed to bring that. Oh yeah, if you would. Hey babe, what are you thinking?
Stuff.
Yeah, I'm ready for this day to end. Okay, so when we got our tickets, he accidentally only gave me Alex's tickets. So we're taking 2 flights, right? So he gave me both of Alex's tickets, but stapled them in such a way that I thought they were both of ours. I didn't look closely, so then we had to like get to security, find out I didn't have my boarding ticket, come back down, get it, etc. But we're good now. And they didn't look at the time of the test, so it's literally just the day before is good. It's not like a 24-hour concept. Relatively recent, November 8th, the rules for how to enter the US has changed. So I thought I would let you know my process. Like, I was stressed out about the details. So one, if you're not a US citizen, I'm told basically you have to be fully vaccinated. I do not know the definition of fully vaccinated. I don't know if that means all the booster shots or not. Like, I'm not 100%. There's apparently exceptions if you are going to the US as a non-resident from a country that just doesn't have any vaccine. There's like a special request you can, fill out. Basically, you have to go through the US Embassy to figure out and get permission to enter the US. So don't just assume, don't just go to the airport, because apparently you'll be turned away if you're not fully vaccinated. If you are a US citizen, however, and you are fully vaccinated, again, did not look into what that entails, how many booster shots, all of that. But if you're vaccinated, if you can prove the vaccination, more specifically, then you still have to have a COVID test 3 days before. Now, I'm military. I'm always nervous about whether 3 days means 72 hours or whether 1 day means 24 hours. Nope, they don't really care. They really just care about the date on the COVID test. Has to be within 3 days, or if you are not vaccinated, which is our current state, then you have to have a COVID test within a day. So we left San Cris on the 16th of November, which is why the first thing we did was take the test. Our actual flight into the US happened on the 17th of November from Cancun. Could I have possibly gotten it the day before and then just shown that I flew from, San Cris to Cancun the day before, maybe it would have worked, maybe not, but it's not something I wanted to risk. So I took the test that morning. Our bus was at 11:30 in the morning, so I had some hours where I could do it. We paid 600 pesos, which is about $30 each for the test. Now that is almost double the price I normally pay. However, the place I normally pay, their earliest appointment is at 11, and that was way too close for comfort now, and maybe I could have made it. Because honestly, everything worked out pretty quickly. The test itself doesn't take that long, 10 minutes each, and I really think it was faster than 10 minutes each, because obviously as soon as my test was done, Alex took his test, so we didn't wait for the other one to be done per se. So we found out the results pretty much at the same time. We took the 11:30 bus. My flight was not till 5:30 that evening. However, blockades are very popular around San Crist, and so I didn't want to risk anything weird happening. I wanted to go a little bit earlier. And so when I took my test, they gave us each our paperwork in an envelope. I don't know which one you prefer, but for sure, if you're doing anything electronic, have it saved to your photos so you can access it, because if for some reason you can't get internet access and you're trying to open up mail, that could cause an issue. So I do prefer having a physical copy if possible with an electronic backup. This particular place did not give me an electronic backup. I did not ask for one either though, because I was okay with the physical. And this is what it looks like. So you do have to have your passport with you when you take the COVID test if you are taking it to travel, because they want to make sure that they spell your name perfectly. You do not want any typos. So bringing your passport allows them to literally check the spelling, etc., because it's more important that it matches your passport than that it's correct. I mean, our passports are correct, but just as a concept. Then they also have to have your birth date, again, matching whatever the passport says. And then of course, last but not least, the fact that the test is negative. So this is what ours look like. Also, nobody stopped me for paying the Cancun tax. Part of me wonders though, because the tax on my hotel room was a little more than 200 pesos, I kind of wonder if that was part of the tax. Like maybe the tax is higher there, and so that's how they're getting their money. But either way, nobody stopped me to pay a separate tax for being in Cancun. So that's how that part worked out. And just because I've seen a couple of Facebook posts that mention this, if you lose your FMM while you're traveling in Mexico, or if you're past the expiration date, what you need to do, because nobody really stops you until you try to board the plane. At some point while you're at the airport, now you can do this before you check in and get your boarding pass, or you can do this after you've passed security. When you first pass security in Cancun, you go through like this huge duty-free kind of store area, and then as soon as you pass that and you're into kind of the waiting area, if that makes sense, on the left-hand side there is the I&M desk. You can of course just ask where that is. I don't know if you're 2 years behind on your FMM, then it might be different, but generally speaking, for most people, they're paying a 597 peso, like a fine or a fee to get regular. So back in December a year ago, we were, I think, 2 weeks extended on our FMM, and so that's what we paid. I paid close to 1,200 pesos for the both of us to become regular. I think they put a stamp on our FMM if I'm not mistaken, and then that's the document we needed to get onto the plane and get back to the US. Or if you've completely lost it, they'll give you something so you can show the flight attendant person that's checking you into the plane this document, so they'll let you in. So I have not heard of anyone charging more than that. What I have heard of is nobody reminding you that you need to do this. So I have heard of people who nobody stopped them, and so it was only as they're trying to board the plane that they were asked, hey, where's this document? They didn't have the document. They were told they have to go to I&M to pay it, and by the time that happened, they missed their flight. So the onus is on you to make sure, if you know that you don't have the right FMM, if you know that whether you lost it or you're behind, even if you're just a little bit expired, I recommend you go to I&M before you try to board the plane, because otherwise you are probably gonna miss your flight. So don't wait for somebody to kind of hold your hand and tell you it needs to happen. You know your FMM is expired, or you know that you've lost it. Don't just be like, oh, nobody's checked it so far, I'm good. Nope, it is a required document technically for the entire 180 days or however long you're in Mexico. You're supposed to keep that on you, the original on you, all the time. But definitely when you're flying on a plane, you need the original on you, and you need to make sure that it's up to date. If it's expired or if it's lost, I&M is where you get it fixed.